What them haters talking about?
What's up, family? Before I go in, can anyone tell me why the feminist movement was started? Drop a comment and let's compare notes. Aaron Russo was an American entertainment businessman, film producer and director, and political activist. Aaron Russo is known for producing films such as Wise Guys, The Rose, and most known for Trading Places, starring Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd. Before he died in 2007, he had an interview with Alex Jones. He talked about an interesting conversation that he had with his good friend, Nick Rockefeller, one night at his house. He said that Mr. Rockefeller asked him, did he know why the movement was started? And he said, yeah, for women's rights, equal rights and equal pay. And he said, he gave a conventional answer. And the dude was like, you're a fool. The reason why the movement was started was so that they could tax women. They were only taxing half of the population up until that point. He said the Rockefeller Foundation funded the feminist movement so that they could tax women. They could get women to work. They could get more money. If they could get women to work, they could get more money off taxes. He said the second reason why it was funded, why they funded it, is so that they could control the children. He said if they could send the children to school, children could be in the school. That means that they can indoctrinate them at an earlier age. If they can get them into the school earlier, into the system, they could indoctrinate them earlier, which meant that they can control them earlier, and they would be looking at the government, at the system for guidance and not their own parents. Oh yeah, I believe them. I believe them. All you got to do is just watch how it unfolded and watch what they did to Black people specifically. I remember that little thing where they told the women that they would give them some assistance, but they couldn't have a man in the house. These low-down riding bastards assisted in breaking up the household. And they did it because, look, the family needed some money. They wasn't hiring Black men. They wouldn't hire them. The family needed to eat. So the Black man would have to get out of the house. And he couldn't be caught in that house when them social workers came by to check because they would pull the funding. They orchestrated, yet again, one of the greatest atrocities against Black people. They purposely went in and busted up the family, giving Black women this chump change, better than no change. To get the Black man out of the house. And then they turn around and then try to talk bad about the Black man and then talk bad about Black women for being single parents. Dirty, rotten motherfuckers. This dude was like, it had nothing to do with caring about women. They even funded Miss Magazine, a feminist magazine. They funded it to spread the propaganda, to further disseminate the propaganda. See, let me explain something to you, fam. This government does nothing, I mean absolutely nothing, to better the life, the quality of life of the people. Your hustle is based on your grind. What you get is based on what you go out there and kill. That's what you eat. Especially if you're black. This government ain't never, not one time, did anything ever for black people, to benefit black people. Not even the abolishment of slavery, because they only did that for the money. They did that to cripple the South financially, because the South was becoming too powerful. And they were talking about doing their own thing. So the government said, no, can't have that. Let's go to war. Had nothing to do about them, some type of moral compass. Because if it did, they would have never put slavery into the 13th Amendment. Say, okay, slavery is abolished unless you commit a crime. Then we can commit you to servitude, voluntary servitude. Cold game, fam. Cold game. And then they came up with this idea to have a Federal Reserve, a centralized bank. And people run around here talking about how America is becoming a socialist country. I mean, America is becoming a socialist country. America has always been a socialist country. We like to talk about capitalism, but America really is a socialist country, because that's the whole idea, the whole concept behind a centralized bank. Same thing in Italy, same thing in the UK, same thing going on in a lot of places. America is a socialist country, believe it or not. America just likes to live the lie, like to perpetuate the lie. Oh, this is what we really are, but this is what they really are. It's just like with law enforcement. All of law enforcement is a whore that pretends to be a lady. And everybody know the truth, but they still push the lie. Oh, we're peace officers. We're here to serve and protect, look after people. But why, if that's the case, why are just regular people who haven't committed any kind of crime, why are people so in fear of the police? Because they see the police committing a lot of crime, violating people all the time, beating people, stealing, robbing, killing, beating their wives, all kinds of stuff. That's the truth. But the lie is more palatable for many people. So they started this feminist movement, and the true part about it is that there are some women who are married who partake in that movement. And they don't get it. They don't understand that the movement is not for them. It's never been for them. Now, to their credit, there are some women who finally caught their snap and realized, hey, this shit ain't for us. This wasn't even made for us, period. Let me get my ass up out of here. What the hell was I thinking? All of these single mothers and women who are alone, who don't have husbands, who think they can do it all by themselves. Let me tell you something, fam. You got men out there like that too, but they've groomed women to believe they don't need a man. Like Oprah, people like her. She, part of the agenda. Let me tell you something, fam. We were not made to be alone. Human beings were not made to live alone, to be alone. Man was made for woman, woman was made for man. That's just the way it is. And all of this other stuff is a hustle. Anything different is propaganda. Don't be fooled. No more talk.
What the haters talking about?
Yeah.